hired as the new Packers head coach back in early January, but there's a wrinkle. He hasn't had a face-to-face meeting with Aaron Rodgers since coming to Green Bay. LaFleur told Adam Schefter he has talked to Rodgers a few times on the phone, but it wasn't about X's and O's. LaFleur added, quote, "I know how important our relationship is going to be. I can't wait to really sit down and dive into the football component." We're joined by Fox NFL analyst and former Packer Greg Jennings. Good to have you with us.
Good to be here.
So, are you surprised there hasn't been a face-to-face meeting?
You know, I am surprised that there still hasn't been a face-to-face meeting. Understanding that it is the offseason and players take the offseason to get away from football and get away from what they're going to be entrenched in for the long haul. Totally understand that. But in this situation, it's different. It's just different because when I look at Aaron Rodgers, when you say Aaron Rodgers and you say the Green Bay Packers, the success lies in his hands. They win if he's on the field, and if he's healthy. They lose if he's not on the field and if he's not healthy. And so when you bring in a new coach and the exit of your former coach was due to a lot of conflict or clash, if I will, between Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. Now, mind you, they weren't winning, but that relationship had faltered. It was always
might have been a reason why they weren't winning.
Exactly. It was always something there that just wasn't right. And so when I look at that, if I'm the fan base, if I'm just a fan of sport, I understand that Matt LaFleur understands it. He said it. I know how important this relationship is. Well, the relationship hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
Because you don't really start a relationship. You can talk to someone, but when you meet them, what's the first thing? Man, it's great to finally meet face to face. Put a name to a face.
Boys, yeah.
Like that's when the relationship truly starts, and you can truly start to build something. Because now I see your mannerisms, I see your body language, I see how you either are you receptive to what I'm saying, or are you just kind of deflecting? And so right now, there's none of that taking place. And I don't like it because, again, if this team is going to be successful, it is not going to be Matt LaFleur. It is going to be Aaron Rodgers and how he embraces Matt LaFleur and how he takes this team moving forward on his shoulders and carries them to some wins.
How quickly were you able to connect with Aaron as a rookie?
Right away. Right away.
In off-season?
Off-season, I remember being in the team dining and going over to get a drink and Aaron coming up to me and saying, "This is going to be us. This is going to be our squad in a couple years." It put a smile on my face because I knew what he was alluding to. We never spoke of it, but it was like, that's the type of guy that I want to play with. And we had a ton of success together.
You did.
I agree with what you're saying. I think this is unacceptable. I think Aaron should have just flown, even if it's just for the day, for the introductory press conference. Just come in to show his face, because he has to get past this moniker or this stigma of him being aloof. And this is unacceptable. Now, I'm sure Matt LaFleur, but it seems to me, I follow Aaron a little bit, and he's over here, and he's in Paris, and he's doing what he's doing. But I just think it's very interesting. Something that you really wanted, he'll never say this publicly, you wanted to change at the helm at the head coach. Okay, they acquiesced. Not only did they get rid of him before, they got rid of him before the season to give them a fresh look, to say they want to get an early start, a head start. Well, considering you couldn't talk to anybody that was coaching at the time anyway, I don't get why they did that. But Skip, for me, Aaron should have just, you know what, I'm going to fly in for the introductory press conference. I'm going to shake his hand, do a great look, just to make it look, because this looks like, I ain't interested. I'll be back when I absolutely have to be. And let me tell you something. I don't know, you've never had to do it. But let me tell you something about old long-distance relationships, Skip Bayless. Boy, hey, you got to put a lot of time in. And long-distance relationship will work if you've been in a relationship before.
Yes.
And then the other party understands that I got to go away for a while, but this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. But to start off with a long-distance relationship, and then we go 1, 2, 3 months without seeing each other, oh, that thing doomed. It's doomed. I'm just saying. Not that I know anything about long-distance relationships.
I'm sure you have no idea.
A little bit.
I am astounded by this. But it cements the fact that what I said from day one is the truth. That basically this young man, and he's only 39 years of age, was basically hired to be the assistant head coach of the Green Bay Packers. That Aaron will have final say.
He'll be in charge.
And it may have been that way the last 2 years with Mike McCarthy. And I am intrigued that there's a new ESPN interview that Mike did. I think it's going to air soon today, but we got to hear some tidbits of it. And Mike McCarthy said that the Packers couldn't have handled his firing any worse. Any worse. So that got ugly, but it seemed like it was lovey-dovey because he got to go back the next day after he was fired, talk to the team.
To coaches.
Yeah, okay. I don't know about that. Maybe there's a whole nother side to this story. So Matt LaFleur, again, everybody says he's good people and he can talk ball with the best of them, and I get all that. I'm sure he's a good guy and a pleasure to be around. But what has he done? What has he proven? For 1 year, he was the offensive coordinator under Sean McVay here with the Rams. Well, that's not offensive coordinator. You're just like kind of the
You got the job and title.
Okay.
Sean McVay's calling the plays.
He's doing everything.
Yeah.
The game plan, it's all him. Then you leave, and for 1 year, which was last year, you're the Titans offensive coordinator, and they finished 27th in points scored.
Oh, that's on his resume?
Yeah, that's on his resume.
Oh, I'm no see for the Titans.
Okay. Okay. That's it. Period. End of story. You haven't been a head coach, and you haven't really done much as a coordinator. You've mostly worked your way up from the bottom very quickly, I might add, because you're good people. And now you've got a premier NFL head coaching job for an original NFL cornerstone franchise in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and you know it well. And this is an honor, man. This is Vince Lombardi.
But he might have the toughest job. Forget the cornerstone franchise. Skip, you might be coaching the toughest
I agree.
QB in all of football because we know he's kind of mercurial. He has his ways.
There's no might to that.
Okay.
He is the toughest, in my opinion, and in probably most opinion, the toughest quarterback to coach because he knows so much and he's so skillful.
Yeah, he's so gifted.
There's not a whole lot that you can bring to the table that is new.
Right.
So that's the problem. It's what you're talking about, and you can continue, is the problem. What can you offer me?
What are you gonna tell him? Hey, you need to step and throw. You need to, step and throw in this through right. Just come back. You need to pivot a little bit more, Aaron.
The reason why it bothers me is because when you lose players like a Randall Cobb and a Jordy Nelson and Clay Matthews and all these players, and you hear Aaron Rodgers say things like, I wasn't made aware or I should have been in on those conversations. Now you have an opportunity where you can be in on the conversation from the get-go.
Okay.
With your head coach. You can set a precedent with him, letting him know, like, look, this is you and I. This is going to work. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it work. I just want to stay in the loop. I want you to be honest with me up front. Keep me abreast of what's taking place and what you're thinking moving forward. He has an opportunity here, and it's like he's just playing it the way he wants to play it because he has the power, he has the control, and as you alluded to, at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is going to call the shots.
You work for me. I'll come meet you when it's convenient for me.
You remember how outspoken he was when they fired his quarterback coach, Alex Van Pelt? Do you remember how upset he was when they let Jordy Nelson go? He didn't say a word about Mike McCarthy. He said,
oh, he didn't? He didn't say that? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I thought I mean, hold on. The quarterback coach, you spit flames. The man that basically said, you know what, we ready to move on. We gonna move on from you, Brett. We gonna get this thing to Aaron, win a Super Bowl, couple of MVP. He can't even get a thank you. He can't get thanks for all the memories, Coach McCarthy. I'm sorry it ended this way. But this Skip, he comes across as mercurial. He comes across as aloof. You got a new head coach, and the man talk about, oh yeah, we talked on the phone. What good is talking on the phone?
Yeah.
You might be getting catfish. That might not even be him you talking to. I mean,
you don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Skip, look, I'm not gonna put it all on Aaron. I'm not gonna put it, but at some point, at this point in time, these two should have met face to face. I don't care, Aaron, if you going to your parents, or I don't care. You at the racetrack, well, she's not driving anymore, so I don't care if you're fishing. I don't care what's going on. You could have taken at least a day.
Thank you.
To come meet the man and say, man, it's going to be a pleasure working with you. Look, clean slate. Whatever you heard about me is true. I am tough to deal with. But I tell you what, I'm a gifted son of a gun. I'm the baddest quarterback in the NFL. Okay. Contrary to what that guy on Skip and Shannon say, the one that sits across from Shannon Sharp, he said there's another guy better than me. It ain't true. And I'm going to show you.
Only what I have said. For like the last 7 years, I have said arrogant, aloof, difficult, hard on receivers, hard on teammates.
Hard
gifted.
on coaches.
I give you gifted. Gifted. But I wish I could be a fly on this wall in this meeting room. The first time that Matt LaFleur brings up Aaron Rodgers last year shattered the NFL record for throwaways, in which he took one look and said, it could be an interception. I'll just throw it.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, seriously, that's what he did, because that's high IQ. He's the LeBron James of the National Football League, because you're thinking, okay, I need this statistically. I don't want to throw interceptions. That looks bad on your resume. So the first time Matt LaFleur says, Aaron, they're looking at tape, you know, you should have tried that throw. You got a big arm. You could have forced that throw through that crack. You could have gotten that ball.
How's that going to go? Yeah.
We don't force things here.
Okay. Well, how will that go?
I love how you try to put up LeBron. Oh, LeBron knows his stat. You just said, what about KD? When KD said, yeah, I knew I hadn't missed any shots, or I knew I had done this.
That's why KD is even better than LeBron now.
One thing I'm not going to do is tell Aaron Rodgers how to play quarterback.
Nah.
I'm not going to do that.
Things. I just wasn't as surprised, but you guys have convinced me how bad this is, considering how many months it has been.
Yes.
There should have been some kind of an effort. Sometimes you do those meetings just because you have to.
Right.
Just to start off on the right foot.
Just come in the middle of the night. Just
something. Wow.
Aaron Rodgers flies private jet, so he'll never be inconvenienced with delays or anything like that. You just fly in for the day.
Complete control.
Man, great to meet you. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Let's get this thing. We're the Packers. We're supposed to be in the playoffs. We're supposed to contend for titles. And thanks for coming and believing in me.
And there's no more discussion.
That's
about
it.
This.
Wheels
there
up.
you go.
Do that for 5 minutes. Back up I go.
Sounds easy.
That's what I would do, Skip, if I had that kind of
when you're Aaron. Okay, Greg, always good to have you with us. Thanks for being here. Are Coach K and Duke done with the one and dones? We'll explain next.
And I won't back down.